Yo, this is Killa Kela for the Killa Kela Podcast. Firstly, I want to give a big shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring this podcast episode. Surfshark is a VPN service that makes online privacy and protection easy and attainable. 1 minute on tour with Official in Mumbai doing a live stream profile piece. Next minute I'm on road with Conrank doing a podcast. I need a secure VPN, and as we know, a lot of these countries don't allow you on your social media platforms. So how do I combat that? I literally changed my location on the Surfshark app to say that I'm in London instead of China, and there you go. We're straight into the game, and everything can get uploaded exactly how I want to at record speed. Equally, if you're looking for cheap flights and you're travelling, simply jump on the app, change your location from where you are to somewhere like France or Hamburg, and you immediately get the cheap flights you're looking for. Not to mention, if you're anyone like me and you're travelling and listening to music, everybody knows that iTunes US has an abundance of releases that ain't out on UK iTunes. Simply change your location to somewhere like LA and you're good as gold. To use Surfshark VPN, simply hit the link below, 83% off plus 1 month extra free if you use the promo code Killa Kela Podcast, all one word, okay? Try it for yourself, surf safely. Big shout out to Surfshark. Onto the podcast you've been waiting for. You know what I love is I literally was going to go down this road with you. But, and I might just add at this point, we ain't said shit to each other since we got here. No. We literally sat down, boom, 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 and I've never, normally there's like a little, we
you
came
don't need that with me.
Yeah, for real, he's like,
yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
So like, yeah, I was just going to come to this.
Yeah.
Killa Kela Podcast. KillaKelaOfficial.com.
THTC, the UK's leading ethical streetwear label. Organically grown and ethically built garments from hemp, organic cotton, and other sustainable materials. 2019 is their 20th anniversary year. Join me with THTC as a Killa Kela podcast sponsor celebrating music, social activism, hemp, and street culture. THTC, eco-fashion redefined since 1999. Killa Kela Podcast Live Show. Step into the live and dangerous world of music and street culture's #1 magazine platform, the Killa Kela Podcast Live Show. Special guests alongside performances, news, reviews, profile pieces to a live studio audience. Your monthly live stream is here. Hit Facebook page Killa Kela Official. Beatbox created.
Killa Kela.
And we're here to talk about world music and street culture.
Killa Kela Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Killa Kela Podcast, reporting to you live and direct. You know the rules. Subscribe. Big shout out to people's graffiti kings for holding it together. And we are in for a fucking treat, you and I. I'm telling you, bro. We have a titan inside the motherfucker. One of the original pioneers of this motherfucker.
What up?
Make some noise wherever you are for the mighty Todd Terry.
Thank you.
Todd the God, I might add. I mean, this is just the running...
Old school. Take it back.
Yes. I mean, this must be like some running comment. I mean, you know, every time your boys were doing these sorts of things, you must be like, I kind of know what I'm going to be talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're talking music, so we could go on forever. You know, that's the truth.
And musically, you are beyond international. I mean... 1 minute you're in Belgium, you're going away tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Next minute you're in Thailand, and this is like a never-ending journey for you.
I just try to stay busy. I think that the key to it is just to keep going. You know, you never know when it just slows down completely. So, you know, you try not to let it do that. You just keep going, and, you know, whatever. There's a gig here, gig there. And studio, working on music, you know, I just keep it going. I think it moves time really nicely if you, instead of sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah. I think it's probably like every artist's fear, isn't it? The fear of like, it's stopping.
Yeah, it's stopping, and, you know, you move back to your mom's house and you're a disgrace, you know.
The mom's house is like it's the epitome of like,
yeah, that's like, it's the end. Like, hi, Ma.
Yeah. The fear is like,
take out the garbage, you know, like that's all you got.
How are you ever going to go back? It's almost like regressing, isn't it?
No, if I go back, I'll go back, you know, I'll be good. I'll have money, and I'll just stay at my mom's house. I'll pay like $500 a month, and I'll be really good.
Yeah.
You know, if I just go back now, but, you know.
6 months down the line, it might be a different.
I might have spent it all.
She must have fucked up someone. I need to work this out.
Yeah, no, now's the time to go back if I'm going to go back. I can't go back now, so I got to keep going.
Is there a theory about this sort of thing that everyone has their time in the sun? I've said this a couple of times on podcasts, but it reigns true with a lot of people. But I would put you in the class, you know, the legacy class of like people like Jazzy Jeff and Goldie,
right? Yeah,
and people that just generally have their sun shine A lot. It's like really consistent.
Well, it's not consistent. It's called going broke 5 times. That's what it is. So you kind of get. We've been lucky to get 5 chances at it, but unfortunately, most of our chances we went broke because we get all the money, we glam it up, we spend it. So between me, Goldie, Jazzy Jeff, Katie Dope, whatever it is, we have glammed ourselves out of existence, and we had to come back and big it up. And that's what I think. What it was is just that we went down. And us coming back up, it just seems like we're getting powerful and more powerful. But it's that we go down. We go down. Anybody could go down. It's just like, you go buy this house for cash. You shouldn't have brought it for cash. You go buy this car. You shouldn't have brought that car. You did this investment with this fool that was your boy. You shouldn't have done that. It's
that's the classic one.
That's the classic one. Yo, man, I got this investment you can do for $200,000. You're gonna be rich. And you go in with this stupid thing with this guy that's way more stupider than you. So why did you do it? So
why does it? Yeah,
why do you? Because that's your boy. You believe your boy, because he had a nice car. I don't know, because he was cool with you and he made some money. Selling weed. I don't know. I don't know.
And it was just a vibe. It was
just a vibe. It was like, yeah, we could do it. We're gonna sell your toys. I mean,
yeah.
Like, why you pick toys?
Always something that's out of your.
Or is this out of my realm that I don't know nothing about? He's like,
I'm gonna let you lead. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. Yeah, you sell toys. Batman. Great, bro.
But this is the thing. Like with I guess a Cartier would probably be a good example of the kind of heritage that you want to have as a you don't depreciate as an artist. You just keep on going.
Got no other choice. I can't get a job. Where am I gonna get a job? I can't get a job. Oh, you have experience of typing? No. You have experience doing this? No. So I can't get a job. I was thinking about going working out. You guys got Home Depot out here?
We like Home Base or
like one of those stores with all the the
racks and racks of shit.
Just like measuring and.
Can't believe so many people live in this planet that can have it all.
And stucco and. And I was thinking about it. It's like, what about I just going to go and manage a store like that? I couldn't even pull that off. I don't think I could. I've tried to think about it, and I was like, can't do it. Because I have a friend of mine that was in the record business. I'm not going to name no names. He's a manager of Home Depot. And he's like happy. Yeah. He's all happy that he's out of the record business and he's just chilling.
I admire the fuck out of that.
Yeah. He's just relaxed. He got his 2 kids. He go home. He's smiling. He's still singing in the owls. Like, maybe there is another side to it, Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like, the amount of times I've thought to myself, and this is, by the way, this is technically a high-class problem that we're talking about here. It's like, genuinely though, like, how do people get on a train at 6 o'clock in the morning with a time?
That I can't do. If I ain't driving or I'm not walking right to the place, you're not going to get me to sit on a train with 65 people. Push it on me. I mean, for instance, I was in Japan once, and we had to take the train early to, an interview or something like that. And they said, oh, yeah, we'll take the train because driving is too crazy. You never get there. And I was like, all right, I don't mind the train. I didn't know that Japan was like, I literally had a chick, she fell asleep on me. She just snored out and just hugged me like I was a pillow.
Who you went with?
She just like randomly just was like this. And then she went for the hug, and we're live. We got pictures of it. It was like we was just like I was like, he was like, she just.
She was out.
She just went in, and I was like, wow. So she was tired. I was like, I felt bad for her. So I know that she's working hard,
working her shit off.
That's what it is.
With rap music, especially, and you must have seen this in peaks and troughs. There is this kind of hustle mentality, like work for yours, go for yours, get your money.
I come from the rap side, so that's all I know is it's a hustle. It's selling tray bags. It's selling shit on the street, and that's how I always approach this game. It's just like keep going, hustle it through. This guy doesn't like you, go to the next guy. That block is no good for you. Go to the next block. And that's it. The block is hot, so I just keep on going to where that situation is benefiting me, and I keep that going. They pop shit. I go to the next one, and I keep it moving.
You know what I love is I literally was going to go down this road with you, and I might just add at this point, we ain't said shit to each other since we got here. Right. We literally sat down, boom, 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 and I've never. Normally there's like a little. No, we
you
came
don't need
here.
that with me.
Yeah. For real, he's like.
Yeah, just come. Let's do it.
So I was just going to come to this.
Yeah.
There is a work ethic with with musicians and artists. Some people miss the cue for that. Like the idea of like, I wake up in the morning and if I attack it in the same way as if I was a painter or decorator, or the same way as if I was hustling on the street. You know, you've almost got to put that same fight or flight energy into it.
I mean, most definitely. I feel as though that, you know, you know, you got to finish what you're doing, you know, or you got to get into it. So I don't know if the story's ever finished. So, you know, I do wake up and like, oh, let me finish this record. I got to get this mix out. Oh, I forgot about that record. I wanted to add this vocal. Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, that shit needs a drum roll at the end of that 16. Like, I'm finishing things. I just keep on rambling and finishing. Then I go hang out with my friends, and I was like, oh, yo, I got you later. I'm going to go work. Because that's just what's in my drive, is just to get everything done that I could get done. And especially at these times before the summer, I want to get all my music done, because in the summer, I'm not going to be able to do it. Yeah. It's the traveling is too much. The stress is too much. You're sleeping. You can't do this. You know.
I admire the people that have a laptop on a plane and can do all that stuff.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I'm good on the plane with the laptop, but it's just like you're all stressed that you're going to die, and you can't really get the groove you want. Sometimes it's a smooth ride, but sometimes it's just like, I can't work right now. It's like,
drinks are coming over you because the hostess wants to pass it on.
I just want to either sleep or I'm jet lagged already on the plane, you know. So it's tough. It sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's not a constant thing. You know, I know a lot of DJ Francois Kevorkian, and he just rocks on the plane.
Who's this?
Francois Kevorkian.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just rocks in the plane. He starts taking out all his gear and everything. I was like, you're not, this is not a studio. Like, he thinks he's a studio. Like, he just
get a lunchbox
out. He sets it all up. The
lava lamps.
Person next to him has got to move over because he's got to put his hard drives there. Like, he's not playing. Like, he goes into a full setup. I'm like, it's crazy. But that's how he does it.
I can't mess with that. That shit scares me. There's too much. There's too much at stake. Isn't there? How do you operate? Like, I mean, I think about like I was talking about this the other day. The Simon Cowells of the world that operate on a complete, you know, 13 every time they get on and off a plane. It doesn't even seem like there's jet lag in them. They're just there, and Richard Bransoning it. You know, they're just like.
Well, they're driving 200 and 300 million. It's just a different mentality. They have no off. They sold their off to the money. They gave that's just gone. They gave that off to them off. They don't sleep at night. I can guarantee you I
can't imagine
they'll wake up and be like, oh man, I forgot to send this expense bill to there's no way they can sleep. No way. I wouldn't sleep at that particular status. You can't. And you already sold that part of your life somewhere. You want to really get to this top plateau. They're already at a top plateau, but they're looking for, if it's 1 billion, they're looking for 6 billion. And I don't understand the mentality of that. I would run away with a certain amount. You wouldn't see me no more. I'd just go buy some little island somewhere.
And just live happy.
And just be chilling and just invite people to my party for free all the time. But they're looking for a different thing.
It's a conditioning, I think, that they build up calcium over the years.
It's man and balls. Your balls just get bigger and bigger, and you want to beat this guy. There's some richer guy said to you, was like, oh man, what's up with that? You know, what do you only have 5 million in the bank? And and then all of a sudden, like, oh yeah, 5 million. Now I'm gonna get 80 million and beat you. And then you may run into that somewhere that gives you a drive, that hate drive to get you more.
Hate drive, scary, and often probably like lonely. Must be really lonely up there.
I don't know. I don't know if I could enjoy it that high up. I think I just want to keep to a safe haven. I think I've learned, if I could get to a real safe spot, I'm good. I'm good.
Super important.
Yeah.
To know you're happy at a particular spot, you know it's the right temperature you don't want to go into.
Yeah, there's family, there's, I'm good. I'm good. If I get a certain amount, I think I'm good. I think I can live with it and just invest half and keep half to play around with it. And I'll be good.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Yeah. Humble abodes, the modest life.
Yeah, that 200 and 300 million status thing. It's all good. I'm saying this now, but if it ever happens to me, I'll probably be way different or whatever. Or I might do what I say. I'm pretty good in doing what I say. Do
you think? Do you believe in that? The kind of intuition serving you right. The idea that if you can imagine it, it happens. But equally, if you restrain and have a certain level of decorum in your energy and your vision, does that all work for you?
yeah, I'm sure people, you never say never,
Nah.
So I guess that's the real answer to that. You really don't know, how it could change this person, that person, I could get into a fight with Radio 1 tomorrow,
We've always got time for a bit of that.
I could get, radios gets me mad sometimes. What are you going to do? Fighting to get your record on the radio, that could turn into a situation. Who knows?
You and 500,000 other people. I mean, it's saturated out there, bro, isn't it? Huh?
Yeah, I just think they gotta really pick and choose the ones that are gonna have the longevity with the story, I guess. But sometimes a kid just does some shit on his computer and they hand it and they play it. Blocks me right out. But what are you gonna do?
I actually, you really hit a good point there, like the legacy factor combined with the story. It's. Who said it? Well, it was in a documentary about Star Wars, all things, and people. There was a pundit who was saying, the thing about Star Wars wasn't the special effects, it wasn't entirely the story. It was the fact that they had characterized these people on in the Millennium Falcon,
right?
And it didn't matter what, as long as you felt like you had a piece of these characters. Yeah. It could have been it was a little plastic plane.
I thought that a lot of, honestly, Star, and I'll tell George Lucas to his face, I think you should dumb it down. I think you should dumb it down. Now it's just, you have too much to play with. I really like to get back to the stories that they had. Just fight in one ship.
Yeah.
Just put them all in one ship and let them fight and argue and emotionally do it in one ship or two ships. There's 17 ships and this thing and these 5 different. I love it's extravagant. You have the money to do it, but I just come back to the dumbed down factor where it was just us wearing a T-shirt and believing the story.
Dude, that's that. So this is a very much a feeling that you have for not necessarily the music industry like that, but when you're saying have a story, stick to it, make the best song that's memorable and lasts forever. This is really what it's about, isn't it?
If we get the chance, a lot of times we're rushed into situations just because we gotta do this or do that, or radio is still fussing about this thing doesn't sound like that thing, which angers me, and the A&R does the same thing. So it's just still some problems out there. DJs are the best A&Rs. Hire us to just do it and make it happen. But all these other guys that really office sit and they go out with their girlfriend once a month, they think they know what's going on, and it's just kind of impossible to know what's going on if that's your life.
Well, I was privy to your show, which was when I last saw you, Brixton. Dude, I'm thinking that was like 2 years ago. To be fair, we have, one of the nicest gentlemen, by the way, I have to say to you, Budgie, we had a good old conversation, but nothing comparable to the show itself. And when you talk about knowing your clientele, like, Jesus, dude, like, I don't even know how you kept up with DJing because there were so many people queuing up to have a selfie with you, bro. Like, it was mad.
No, I liked, I really like the fans. I think that there's somewhere along the line, if you can just really cater to your fans, you're golden. I think then I don't need that radio guy or that A&R. So the fans are probably my way out. That's my way out, not Sony Records. Not naming no names. Not FFR Records. Not Atlantic Records.
Tommy ain't
I'm
my
not going to name
boy.
no names, but my fans are my only way out, and the fans is the only ones that kept me here. And I'm going to hold on to them.
You love them, don't you?
Any
you
hug,
can tell, man.
Any high five, any record I could play for y'all, that's what I'm going to do. Because the industry, I'm still fighting through the industry, which is just crazy. I'm not going to get a record deal on Atlantic Records, which is, I think in the back line of it, it's kind of shameful. They won't give me an album deal,
which is mad,
because I'm the old black guy now, or whatever, or however they see it. It's just no chance there, So it's just weird.
So
and I'm not complaining because I have my own avenues with Freeze and in-house and everything like that. But it takes some real money to promote against them. I can't beat them with that. If I had extra 50 grand here, I would beat them, but I don't have that extra 50 grand to put into a record.
Yeah. Does your athleticism and pure drive, your gut-wrenching, right, okay, I'm going to show you. I'm angry.
I'm angry.
Steer you along, I think,
Yeah, the anger helps. I think the anger is always going to help. You know, it's going to help me get them one day and get the award. Say fuck you, fuck you, and just walk away.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, thank you to the fans. These guys are assholes, and just walk out. You know, like that's it. That's all I need to say. And hopefully, I know even the big artists know what I'm saying.
Yeah, because everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah, they've been turned around from what they want to do as well. You know, I get the rule that it's 5 for them and it's 5 for us. But you know, in a certain point, you know, you got to run away and pull away from them and do your own thing. But you owe them 5 albums and all these deals you signed to, and they spent millions of dollars.
Greatest hits have to come as well.
But your songs are not the same as when you started, and that's the problem. You was a crazy big old hit, and then they just watered down to hit. But it's money hits. So if anybody threw, you know, $10 million at somebody clapping their hands, you heard it on the radio 75 times. Yeah, that clap your hands song is getting catchy.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, can you imagine like Seven Nation Army and White Stripes are there going, well, we've got to make another soccer anthem. How the fuck are we gonna? And then they're
making them do it, you know. And it's just that's not going to happen. It's not. I'm not going to have another missing or another bango or another exact keep on jumping. You know, they keep. And I get that all the time. Everybody's like, oh yeah, but that beat like this, and I do it. Don't get me wrong. I will make the same beat 300 times, but at a certain point, it's still not going to be that exact record. You know, no matter how much you keep on pushing and you dream of it, and it's always going to do another one that sounds like that. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like Rolling Stones. You got to do a Satisfaction exact sound of Satisfaction. No.
Doesn't work like that.
But yeah, it doesn't work like that.
It's art.
They don't get it. Another Bohemian Rhapsody.
You're fucking mad.
Yeah, it's just not going to get another one of those. Leave it alone. You know.
I don't know where that comes from. It's like this is art,
man. Sad. It's sad at the A&R department in these majors that they just want to follow the same shit all the time, and they want to just hold on to it. It's like sleep with the pillow and hold on to the pillow while they're sleeping. Like it's going to happen. We're going to get another one. Another AC/DC is coming out.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I think it's going to, he's young and vibrant. He's just like AC/DC.
Yeah, man. You know what? Right, I was talking to a friend the other day about this, and I'm like, yo, like when it comes to those kind of bands, and arguably, it would be the same if a drum and bass act came through, you know, of a new caliber, punk band, dance house, producer. I'm thinking now maybe marketing teams and people like that in either newer blood who may not know how to market them kind of genres.
It's different. Yeah, I don't think those bands would have a great chance now, you know, when it comes to that. But yeah, I think just the older crowd's just I'm gonna buy the album with, you know, there's some type of song in there that has the essence. I'm gonna buy the Metallica album without a doubt. You know, I don't just need nobody to tell me that, you know, that's not good. I'm gonna buy the Quincy Jones album. I don't care. I'm a fan to the end, and you go for it.
Which makes you perfectly leading into a segue because we had a conversation after the gig, and you know, I don't know how far we went. I can't quite remember, to be fair, but there was definitely a poignant moment where you were talking about your love for records and that you would go out digging. Yeah, you're actively digging, like proper diggers do.
Yeah, we do. Yeah,
and you'd come across Lord Finesse, and he'd be saying to you, you'd have like kind of these kind of breaks chats, and he would often say to you, and vice versa. I'm paraphrasing now, but you said often we kind of look at each other and wish that we could DJ our own genres under our own names, but switched around. So he wishes he could do a bit of house sometimes. And
definitely. Just Blaze, Lord Finesse, you know, they all want to, you know, make some house tracks. I want to make some hip hop tracks and, you know, keep it. I just think the industry stops you at, you know, like, I'm known for house. Like, you know, I can't go do this rap record if I wanted to, you know, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to do this rap record sooner or later. You know, I'm working on some stuff like that now. I'm going to do it. You got to fight that. You just got to fight it. You know, if you're talented enough to do all genres of music, do it. You know, I did a drum and bass album because I had to fight it. You know, I just fought through it, you know, and, you know, I was lucky to get like a number 4 record out of it. Like, you know, it's just, you got to fight.
Crazy.
You got to fight. You got to fight it. You got to fight it. You got to fight your management. You got to fight your A&R department. You just got to fight. You know, it's your music and it's your fans' music. You know, how about that? How about your fans and making new fans? You know, you got to fight that. You know, and look, I was trying to come up with I'm working on an album where all the DJs rap on the album, like. All DJs
let's
rap.
go.
We're working on it.
I love it.
Yeah. So I'm working on that type of thing right now, just to take everybody out of their box. You know, so
That's mad.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
It's
And the rappers have to go
interesting.
dig. I mean, that probably would make a really bad backing track.
Yeah. Even if they suck at the rap, and it's just to do something, you know, different out the box. And what people going to say? Either they're going to, laugh at it and love it, and
I
it's
love
again,
it.
give it something different,
shit's
some type
fun.
of dramatic in your life.
Yeah.
Do it.
How often do you get digging?
Digging. Yeah. Well, like I tell you, stories of me digging is me, Kenny, and Jazzy Jeff. And, driving out to Philly and going digging down, walking down people's basements to get records and everything like that. Yeah, we used to do that a lot. We tried to do it actually like a month ago, but Kenny hurt his ankle or whatever.
Oh, shit.
But hopefully I'm going to be around in 2 weeks. So, me and Kenny called Jeff because they're in Delaware. I'm going to go. I was like, yo, let's go digging.
Hold tight, Jeff, by the way.
Yeah, respect.
Jeff. Yeah, man.
And go dig. We was in the studio like 8 months ago. Me, Jeff, and Kenny did a track and stuff like that. We're still the same. It's never gonna change.
Really.
The goofing, just the jokes alone is our day. We don't even need music. We need our jokes. Us snapping on each other is the best thing ever. The best thing ever. That's the record right there.
Yeah.
We should just go out and do a comedian thing where me, him, and Kenny sit down and just snap on each other.
No, that's a podcast.
Yeah,
my brother. That is a
really
total
is.
podcast.
It really is. But we got to find the time to do it, and hopefully one day we will.
Yeah. How often do you get home? When did you get back home to New York?
It's like a 2 week on, 2 week off thing in the beginning of the year, and then as it starts to hit April, May, June, July, August, then it's like I'm really out a whole lot, which it's good. I complain about complaining and I want more and I wanted this and that.
But I don't want it right now because I've got to do something else.
I do this and I just do what it is, man. It's like it's gigs, man, and you can't turn them down. You get big money for gigs and they're keeping you constantly working. You go out there and you play for your crowd, give them everything they want. I try not to ever hold back for the crowds.
I mean, often like again, I put you in the small bracket of DJs that, you go to a Todd Terry show, you're just not going to get let down. It's just always going to pop. It's always going to bang.
Well, I just try to play a lot of stuff they know and everything like that.
Yeah, it's like old school, new school.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I really created in the last 10 years. That I'm just going to play those same old songs, and I think that at a certain point every month you kind of need those songs after hearing the shit that all these other guys play. Yeah. It's either too much new stuff or it's just none of those records have any funk or soul. So I'll go back and Kevin Saunderson and Crystal Waters and Masters at Work and Casey Flight. All those things just start to really groove in the dance floor. To you, it just has a certain edge to it that can't be beat.
Yeah. And also, I think a lot. It's got all the hallmarks of what people. They love nostalgia, but I also feel like you know your audience so well,
right?
That I don't know. A lot of the songs that are in your mix are your own songs.
Yeah.
So it's actually you actually playing like a band would. You know what I'm saying?
Well, basically, I try to give that. I try to give those nostalgic ones going back and forth, like remixed and stuff like that. But it's interesting. I was speaking to a kid yesterday, Nick from Ministry, and he was talking about, I just really like the old funky stuff. Like the new stuff, we put out the new stuff, but I just want to keep on going back for some reason. And this is a young kid, and he's just like, I just want to keep on going back. I was like, you don't even know what back is, man. But he feels it. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. You see, I was playing a little show for them yesterday. You put on the old stuff, and he's like, yo, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So this was Ministry? Ministry?
Yeah, I did the Ministry little show they had for their workers or whatever it was.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah, it was really cool. And they was like, that's it. Yeah. And it was like the oldest shit ever. But it was like, just like,
It's because you're a brand. It's because you're a brand.
Well, it's the whole house brand. It's that old school nostalgia, you know, that it's like old rock and roll. It has its thing, you know.
Yeah. Do you like, let's take it back a little bit further, you know, the Chicago scene, and you adopting, like, when you talk about the funk, like 100%, like that you can feel the breaks within it, the jam, the James Browns of that.
Oh, that's my era before. Like when I got into break beats and stuff like that. That's when my first record I brought was like James Brown, Hot Popcorn or something like that. Yeah. And I remember with my friends, I had like 67 cents, and I ran to the store to get this record or whatever, and played it 300 times. My mother was like, "Turn it off." How many times can you play one record? I was like, I'm learning it. Yeah. It's cool, and just like when I got into the whole breakbeat things, Toys in the Attic, John Davis, I Can't Stop, Daisy Lady, Seventh Wonder, and just cutting all those records back up. That was just like the dream pattern right there. Ain't We Funky Now, Brothers Johnson, just like Pussyfooter, I could go on for days. But that's what we just be cutting up back and forth and doing routines and stuff like that. And just like...
So you was like banging the hip hop thing. It was a hip hop merchants, wasn't it?
I call it b-boy. It was just like b-boy before it really turned into the real hip hop stage.
Bro. I'm rock steady, crew.
There you go. Yeah. Tony touched the whole rock steady crew. Definitely Crazy Legs. Yeah, that was the that was it. I'm gonna live with that forever. I'm gonna keep on bringing that back. Yeah. I go up here, I'm just gonna come back and get that again.
Oh yeah, by the way, that's something else we talked about, because you said you were at the amphitheater when it was like the first ever hip hop jam. You were there.
Oh, I was in a lot of hip hop jams. I used to go to 125th and see Romantic for Fantastic Five Grandmaster Theodore. Yeah. That's Flash when he first was cutting shit up and everything. We was definitely there. Cold Crush Brothers. I was there with all those 125th block party things. We was there. We used to sneak on the train, fall asleep on the train. I remember one time after one of their shows, like one of my boys, they was getting off stops and everything, and I went to sleep on the train. I ended up sleeping all the way to Brighton Beach, Coney Island, and came all the way back to the Bronx. I slept on the train for that whole time. I was like, I woke up, I was in the Bronx. I was like,
are you a sleeper?
Man.
Do you fall asleep?
I fell out, man, and I had to take the train all the way back from 205th Street back to Brighton Beach, man, because that's where we was at that time. It was crazy, man.
I've got a mate called Porsche One, and if he drinks too much, he will be in that bus depot all evening.
No, but you got to realize, even back then when we just went to those shows, we had like a Colt 45, Valentine Ale, OE 800. Like that's what we used to have 40s, and that's it. We didn't have drugs was not our shit.
Wasn't a thing. Me neither.
We didn't, pills, the coke, all that shit. We didn't fuck. We
but
didn't
you
mess
don't
with
really
that.
drink now, do you? You're not a drinker.
I drink now. I stopped. What happens? I stopped drinking for 10 years. Like I would have died. I was just going too far with it, and I just stopped because I just got tired of it. So I just did it as a quest in life, whatever. And then I went back to drinking with my friend's wife. She had a glass of sangria. I tried it. I started drinking again. But I won't go hard no more. It's just I don't need it. My natural high is the best high ever.
Yeah.
I wish I could give people my natural high. Here, take my natural high. Here goes a glass of my natural high.
That's the new brand coming out
natural
for
high.
2024.
Just drink this.
Dude, like. Yeah, I feel that. I feel like if I do get drunk, which to be fairness is me just like undoing the but I do feel like I'm out of control and there's too much going on for me to fuck up.
Yeah. Look, everybody has their days, and I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna have any more days. I probably would have some days. I get drunk and get on the mic and grab it and curse everybody out in the club, and I will do that. I don't think I will stop doing that. I will do that, and it's just what it is. If your people know you and they know you're not really, trying to hurt them, keep it moving.
I discovered you in all the inevitables of like UK top 10s, and bro, like, what was it peak time? What was it like peak time?
When I came to England first, I think it was in 1990 or something like that, and we went to do the Sleeping Bag tour at the WAG, and that's when I kind of felt it. I said, okay, there's definitely something brewing here, And I remember hanging out with Ice-T and Just Ice. And,
Just Ice, man. Forget
Just
about him.
Ice,
Whoa.
Yeah. He's still around doing his thing. Much
Dope.
respect, Just. And me and Just used to hang tight. Like, we was from like the neighborhood, Bushwick, and just hanging out and bugging out.
Mad.
So we used to hang tight. Me, Tila Rock,
Mad.
me and Mantronics. Sleeping Bag had a tight crew. Like, we used to hang with each other.
So you guys collectively were called the Sleeping Bag?
Yeah, Sleeping Bag. We kind of connected right there. We connected because Prism Records was right next door with, Marley and Mr. Magic and Ti-Fi and all of them, and Big Daddy Kane. Like, that whole block over there, 75th Street, man.
I can't cope with you tonight.
It was just crazy.
It's too much information,
I could go on for
This
days.
is too much,
DJ
bro.
Polo, we used to go there. We used to go in, Cool G Rap. Everybody was just like on that block. The block was hot. The block was definitely hot. And everybody used to be in the mix there. My boy Chep Nunez, rest in peace. He used to do all the edits for us and everything. The whole Sleeping Bag thing had a thing. Joyce Sims, we had a good family there. I just think that it was good. If we was just a little bit more knowledgeable on our business, it could have went further.
Because you're young and you're doing it, and
it's because you're young. Somebody gives you $50,000, you
just go on.
You just run away.
Let's
You
go.
just like, you give me $50,000, not knowing that they made 500,000.
Right.
You just like, oh, word. That's really my check? Mom, I got a $50,000 check. We're rich.
And your mom's proud. Everyone's proud.
Everybody's proud.
Everyone's in the pool. There we go. Yeah, it's
So it's but we didn't. I learned the business really fast after that segue.
The house scene is. I always think of it as quite a maybe political in its creation. Mm-hmm. It's very rigid. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the kicks and the snares have to be certain something before Beatport accepts it as a house. Well, bollocks. And then at the same time, though, there's a capitalist vibe to it where I don't know. It's very mature. It's not like hip hop is street and quite playful.
Right.
But the house scene is
hip hop's playful
it.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you should take it seriously or not now. That's why I want to bring back the whole school hip hop. I miss that. I miss the Nas's and that whole real realm of it. I think if we can just. If I could just get one more round of that, I think it would be really appreciated. But yeah, I mean, house has its sophistication to it. And,
that's what sophistication. That's what it is.
They make you sound a certain way.
Yeah.
If that record sounds like that, they want to make you sound a certain way. You fight, man. You just fight to keep your sound and your snare drum going.
Yeah, your sound. That's one thing I will say as well, which again I think comes with age and ear and style. You have a sound palette.
I definitely got 10 beats that I rotate on. It's the house is a feeling beat, it's the can you party beat, it's the jumping beat, it's the something going on beat. I definitely have those rotating beats that I would use on a lot of records. I always try to make up something new, but I don't know. It just gets stuck into where they don't want to hear it, or it's not good enough for them, or they're not willing to take a chance.
Dude,
so I just keep it rolling.
I'm exactly the same. Like with my beatboxing, it's like I don't want to change the sounds that are mine because no one else can do them, and I want them to be preserved.
Yeah.
It's like the rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
Like that's because what I mean. You've got to. I was talking to a friend who was producing Duran Duran and the Duran Duran album, right? And he said he had three different producers come in, and Duran Duran came in and said we want it totally different. But by the time they get through the process of finishing it sounds like Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Just when you can't get it out.
No matter what, it's just it went back into the snare was a little bit louder than the kick, and it wasn't leveled right. And it's Duran Duran.
It's true. It ends up being Duran
Which is
Duran.
great. Keep it. Keep your sound, it's good to elevate into sounding a little bit new. I'm not mad at that. A little bit more warp sounds, a little bit more 808 hi-hats. I don't know. It's calling what you find that gives it a little bit of a new clarity in there. But it's tough out there, Just look, we got a chance to just give people straight our music. So that's the best thing that we got right now. If that wasn't there, I think I would have a tough time having people A&R my stuff right now in the last 10 years. Good thing I started my own label online.
Yeah, you are your own A&R.
Yeah. So that that was a good safe haven in doing that. But if I had to listen to some labels, pick my records now, I would have not been here.
Too compromising.
Yeah, that's where I would have went. I would have went away. I would have slowly went away because I wouldn't have had no power.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
Well, going back to the rap thing and the golden era, I suppose we'd call it, of the mid '90s and the things that we loved, or at least I grew up with.
Right.
New York's different now. It's quite expensive. It's as expensive as it is London. Is there an incubation place for that sort of style of rap to be harvested? Is it because of the...
I don't know. Look, New York turned into the devil. That's just the bottom line to it. And what happened...
Because you're still there, right? You're still...
No, I'm in Atlanta now.
Okay,
I go back to New York a lot. But New York turned into the devil, and a lot of the DJs and the guys that I really respected, they just became haters. And that's just the truth. They're up at the labels. They're not going to take a chance on... They can know you for 30 years. They're not going to give you a record deal. Even though they learned from me. I can't even get a respect for, a phone call back and stuff like that. So I grown a little hate for a lot of the New York A&R, the New York people and the New York DJs. They could go to hell with that. I'm not, It's a shame, though, because they really had an avenue to make New York big. And they went...
There's a big window for that at the time.
It was like a really good thing, and they wouldn't play the new Method Man record, and they wouldn't play the new Red Man record, and it's just like they didn't give it a shot. Oh, but this is hot, blah blah blah. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, that's hot for that style, but it was a whole nother style to rap, and they killed it.
Yeah, it was a time I remember.
Let it die. It's like letting rock and roll get taken away from us, and they let it happen.
Yeah, the shiny suits came around, and then which is fine. But then all of a sudden the beat nuts stopped being played on,
There you go.
Radio.
That's kind of exactly it. It was enough room for everybody to get played. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the radio's playing 7 artists.
And that's it.
7 artists for the whole damn day, and you got 300 rappers, and you're playing 7 records. So am I preaching or am I teaching? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's yet to be seen. I mean, there's online radio, but then also,
and that's what saves you. Shade 45 is saving some hip hop.
Love that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Love
like
that.
It's a shame that's not broader. It's broad as it could be, and that's a good thing. In respect to Slim for that. Keep that moving. That's a save. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't even have the stuff that we like. We wouldn't have Wu-Tang wouldn't pop back out again. No.
Primo's got his slot there as well, right? Primo's doing his thing.
Primo doing his slot. Yeah,
You met Primo before, right?
No, I know Primo from the beginning.
Day,
Those are my snares. That's my man. You know it. No, it's all good.
And this is what I love about. I mean, the more that this has been uncovered in this conversation, the more I'm like, you're more hip hop than hip hop, and like the way your house stuff is popping. Yeah. It's now I get I get why it's so fun. I get why there's a hip hop influence. And
definitely.
I love that.
I respect all those all those guys. We all came up together. D&D Studios. Me, Primo. Like, come on, man. Biggie was done in D&D Studios. Like, Pac. The whole shit was from there. We all from the same studio. Eddie Sancho is the engineer. That was that sound. That was the whole Gangstar sound.
That was crazy.
That's crazy. What? So, and Eddie used to work for me, and he was Primo's engineer. Like, we have a tight family. It's just that the radio side of our family just kind of they didn't rock with us the way they did. They went for the money, and then they just lost themselves somewhere up there.
I think house genre. Especially for where you're at in your career, which in my mind is still regardless of how you feel about the labels, like you're still like that in an iconic way. Like I just feel like maybe if you were to have pulled the straw out of the group, for house music, it's international, it's pro-European.
No, house is big as hell now.
Yeah.
House has its...
It's sustainable,
Well, it came
right?
back. The last 5 years has been great. It's just like it came back, EDM thing watered down, and then the house was like right there. Yeah. The kids were waiting for it. Yeah. It just was like, okay, now we can dance instead of waiting for a drum roll.
It's like,
it's like, can you believe it? Yeah. So now they actually... Glitterbox, they're dancing.
Yeah.
They're dancing to 115 BPMs.
Yeah.
If you want to go, the DJs that play before me are playing, Soul Fine and, Quincy Jones and stuff like that. And Dave Lee's just throwing on, like classics that the kids are dancing, like holding up their phones, like, what the hell? What did I miss? And that's what it is. And that's what it is. It's music. I had a hard time at a certain point where I could tell, I was throwing on records, and I could tell every time I put on something with music, they would stop dancing because they didn't know what it was. So they would hear a horn or a chord progression. They go, look around, they're like, what is that? Is that, what sound is that? Like, they was confused.
Wow.
Because they wasn't used to music.
Yeah.
It just wasn't used to it. Like, the DJs that played for that whole 2 years of their life for them in a club was playing synthesizer and drum rolls, and there was no musical, funky element to it. So when you come in there playing some funk, they're like, looking around like, what is this? Am I supposed to like it? I'm not sure. Like, they was, confused.
That's mad. That's mad when you think
music
about
was confusing. That's what's really
yeah.
funny. But, now, it blended in to, where they started to get it now. Now they like, oh, now I get it, so it's cool.
The groove.
We there.
If you want the mature stuff, you go to the other room where the big kids are playing, not where, not when there's other stuff.
No, we're good. We're in a good area, but we still need a CeCe Peniston on the radio or Crystal Waters type record on the radio that just has that richness to it.
And longevity, like a longevity.
Something, yeah. But, the labels got to cater to that, and the radio guys got to cater to that. But, they may not just want it yet. So, force feeding them is maybe not it. But the fans is where it's gonna kick in.
Yeah,
so just gotta keep on banging it out to the fans.
That's what I'm saying. So the future, because I know we was on it, because you are literally flying out in like the next 12 hours, aren't you? Yeah, like you gotta get it. So what's the future, my brother? What's coming up?
In-house Freeze, Terminator's doing well with Alexander Technique. Still, he's banging out the techno tracks. I'm banging out the house tracks for Freeze and in-house, and we're doing well. We got, Spotify is a lifesaver. That's like my biggest aggregator. So much respect for them.
It's banging at Spotify. Wow.
They're a good avenue because they don't care who you are.
No.
They just like go for it.
Yeah, we're doing that. Boom. Yeah. And they're just chucking them all at everything.
And that's a power on itself. Now you got, which is they're going to be the number one thing there. So now I have even another chance. Yeah. So that's great.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And I love the fact that the old school tunes are mashing. There's a playlist for it all, and it's all coming together. Like
I can't wait for more.
Yeah. That's right. Well, on that note, I'm gonna have to let you pop. Let you bust out. Hold tight, the man. Like Todd
Killa
Terry.
Kela.
Come on.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. You know.
Like, I thank you so much for passing through.
Definitely.
Big love.
Definitely.
Killa Kela Podcast strikes again with a vengeance, all right? The monster known as Todd Terry, legacy holder. And don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Do not sleep. I repeat, do not sleep on this repeat. Stay lucky. Peace. Woo! That's fire. AG Dentistry. In my line of work, not only does what I do with the mouth get reviewed, it's also my instrument. And it's beyond important to me that my teeth get the professional service they deserve. The AG family provide expert dentistry, whether it's NHS or cosmetic. They're the finest in London. Head over to agdentistry.co.uk for more information on treatments and prices. AG Dentistry.